Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. I'm Tim McMaster. We're lucky to be joined in the cage by Eric Hosmer, of course, first baseman of the Kansas City Royals, and as you can see by his uniform, a member of Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Eric, thanks for joining us. We're going to get right into the questions. First one comes from a loyal MLB Fans app member, Royal Girl 35. She wants to know, there's always room for improvement. What are your goals that you have this year, and how will you achieve them?
First and foremost, the goals every year is just to stay healthy for the whole entire season. But, we as players, we try and be as consistent as we can. So, I think last year I started out really good and kind of dipped off a little bit towards the end. So, the main goal for me is just to stay as consistent as possible throughout every game and just continue to do whatever I can for the team to help them win a ball game.
Yeah, and that's really been one of the strengths of these Kansas City Royals teams the last few years, that consistency that you guys have had. One of the great things about the Edward Jones Chatting Cage, Eric, is we get real fans on the air here. We have a fan joining us now. Fan, tell us your name, where you're from, and go ahead with your question for Eric Hosmer.
All right, thanks. I'm Simon from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now I'm wondering, what's your favorite part of playing in the AL Central?
For me, my favorite part of the AL Central, personally, I think it's the strongest division. I know we've represented the American League in the World Series the past couple of years. So when you're playing against the best throughout the American League and that tough a competition every day, it makes you better as a player. And every single game that you're playing in the division is extremely meaningful. And whoever comes out of that division has a pretty good chance of going all the way. So I like the competition and the strength of the division the most.
Yeah, and that division certainly proven itself the last few years. The Indians going to the World Series last year, and then your Royals the last 2 years before that. So 3 straight teams out of the AL Central in the World Series. We have another fan on the line. Go ahead, tell us your name, where you're from, and go ahead with your question for Eric.
Good morning there, Tim and Eric. How's it going? I'm Bryce. I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada here. Eric, I just wanted to ask you about the evolution of your swing. What adjustments, major or minor, have you made throughout your career? And lastly, I just want to say good luck this season. I wish you all the best, and I'm hoping to snag you in my fantasy league, so all the best.
I appreciate that. The biggest thing I've learned throughout the career is just creating the swing path with your legs. I think when I get in trouble the most is when I stand up tall and kind of my back foot just get outside of it and end up spinning off on everything. So I really try and focus on learning how to sit on that backside, and as I'm sitting on that backside, just try and create a little lean toward that over the plate, and that way all I have to worry about is swinging down on the baseball. So that's the biggest thing I've learned, especially the last couple of years, is just finding ways to create that swing path, and that comes from how you set up and your loading throughout your legs.
Time now for our EDJ question of the day. And today's question, Eric, is about the World Baseball Classic. You're one of the guys returning to this U.S. team from the 2013 World Baseball Classic. Do you have any advice that you're going to share with the other members of Team USA that haven't played before?
All I can really tell them is how fun the atmosphere is and how much excitement this tournament creates. And, these guys are all professionals. These guys are all battle-tested, have done a lot individually in their careers and a lot with their teams. So when it comes down to playing in big games and pressure-type games, this group's as pro as it can get. And, really the only thing I can share with them is my experience from the last World Baseball Classic, and just the excitement that this creates is something that we'll all remember for a long time.
Yeah, because new guys to the WBC team certainly aren't new guys to baseball, because that Team USA is certainly stacked with plenty of star power. And we have another fan getting ready to join us here on the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. You can hit that Get in Line button and join us yourselves. Here's the fan. Go ahead, tell us your name, where you're from, and go ahead with your question for Eric.
What's up, guys? Hey, Eric. My name's Eric as well, from Long Island, New York. My question for you is, what have you personally been working on this spring and this off season?
The biggest thing we work on in the off season is to get as healthy as you can. It's such a long season and grueling, 162 game schedule. So you basically do whatever you can to get your body in shape and get ready to go. And And once we get out to spring training is when we start working on, a lot more stuff baseball related, and that's when you start working on, getting your swing right. You get the eyes trained and see as many pitches. And I think as a hitter, especially coming in, knowing you got a spot on the team in spring training, the biggest thing you do is you want to see as many pitches as you can and just get the eyes trained. And that way, especially early on in spring, you don't really see as many breaking balls because pitchers are starting to work on things. So we like to really focus on getting in the cage and getting off the machine and see a lot of breaking pitches.
Yeah, and I would think especially when you're playing kind of more real games sooner this year with the World Baseball Classic. We have fans lined up ready to go here, Eric, to join you and ask some questions here in the Edward Jones chatting cage. Here's our next one. Go ahead, fan. Tell us your name, where you're from, and ask your question for Eric.
My name's Connor Fredlin. I'm at Western Illinois University. I'm from Chicago. And my question is, what is the Royals' biggest asset this season?
I think with our team this season, we got a lot of depth. There's a lot of good starting pitching. Our bullpen in the back end. We got a lot of veteran guys, a lot of guys that have been through a lot through postseason and through their careers. And you mix in a couple young guys like Strom and McCarthy, and I think it makes for a really good team. But I think the biggest thing we have is experience. We have guys that have been through the postseason, the recent years, and the guys we've got from other teams that, Wood and Hamill were on the Cubs last year. So we got a lot of experience as a team. We know what it takes, and, we know as a team what we have to go out there to do to make us successful.
All right, we are out of time. Eric, thanks so much for stepping into the chatting cage. Good luck this season with the Royals and, of course, with Team USA over the next few weeks.
All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That'll do it for another edition of the Edward Jones chatting cage. Make sure you tune in again next time.